Have you ever wondered how the Salvation Army came to be? Let's go back to London, England in 1865. Poverty and suffering were widespread issues across the city. William Booth, with his wife Catherine, committed to walking the streets of London and ministering to the broken, preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ to the poor, the homeless, and the hungry. Under their leadership, a movement began to grow, as did their ministry, recognizing that physical, emotional, social, and spiritual restoration go hand in hand. In William Booth's book, Darkest England and the Way Out, he states, "I must assert in the most unqualified way that it is primarily and mainly for the sake of saving the soul that I seek the salvation of the body." Today, the Salvation Army serves in more than 130 countries across the world, impacting over 25 million people each year in the United States. This looks different everywhere based on the needs of each community. We work to assess local needs by identifying the obstacles and challenges, then develop local programs designed to offer immediate relief, short-term care, and long-term growth. In addition to the well-known Red Kettle, thrift stores, and disaster services, the Salvation Army can be found serving people of all ages in all walks of life. We are motivated by our core values in all we do, choosing to be brave as we help disaster survivors who are searching for a glimpse of hope, showing compassion through our unemployment services and prison ministries for those looking for a way out of their brokenness, passionately caring for our youth through summer camps, daycare centers, educational programs, and providing gifts at Christmas for families in need, being uplifting through our rehabilitation centers and programs for those struggling with alcohol or substance abuse, building trust within communities as we combat human trafficking, love the elderly, and overcome poverty by creating a pathway of hope. At the heart of it all is still the same motivation behind our founder, William Booth's original mission when he started the Salvation Army: to seek and save the lost. Weekly worship services, Sunday school, and Bible studies are held in Salvation Army Corps or churches everywhere, and members gather together in community to encourage each other and grow in the love of God. Salvation Army officers, soldiers, employees, volunteers, donors, and friends help to uphold our branding promise of doing the most good. The Salvation Army, an international movement, is an evangelical part of the Universal Christian Church. Its message is based on the Bible. Its ministry is motivated by the love of God. Its mission is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human needs in His name without discrimination. For more information on the Salvation Army in the USA and to connect with your local Salvation Army, visit www.salvationarmyusa.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2025 Salvation Army Billie Little Telethon. So excited to come to you right now. Another year has come, and here we have the wonderful opportunity of giving to such an amazing institution and these events for Camp Grandview and the Dalton summer camps for our area youth to benefit from is such an exciting time. I'm Jason Hopkins, one of your hosts this evening, joined by Judy Elliott, and joining me to my left is none other than Billie Little. And so we're so glad to have this opportunity to again raise money for such an amazing opportunities for our area youth. So Billie, tell me, what year? We've been doing this for so many years. What year is this?
I thought it was number 28.
Number 28.
I think you could subtract that from 25, and you'll come out about what year we started in the 90s.
Okay. I mean, it's amazing how long this has continued and has how much money it's raised and the lives that it's impacted is absolutely astounding. Billie, I want you to do something for me, though. Let's go back 28 years. And really, what was the catalyst that caused you to really kind of birth this event into what it is today? What was kind of that motivating factor for you?
I had two wonderful men that approached me about the Salvation Army and having this done to send children to camp. And it was wonderful. And the Salvation Army, I go around telling people, they do the best with your money. And all you have to do is be generous, because they will do a good job for you.
That's right. You know, Salvation's motto, doing the most good. And Billie, I think you just embody that, you know, with this mission that you've taken on. And we're joined behind us with these ladies and gentlemen that have dedicated their time this evening to man the phones and collect the donations that are coming in from the number at 706-278-3966. That number should be at the bottom of your screen. Also with a QR code. We'll talk more about that as tonight goes on, but please use those as vehicles to donate your money. Any amount will go to help get our area kids to the Salvation Army camps that will really change them for a lifetime. So every dollar counts towards really getting these kids into these camps and just amazing opportunities that come from them accordingly.
And for a child to go to camp can change his whole life. And so think about that when you're debating whether to give or not, knowing that you have the ability to change a child's life.
Yeah, no, well said, Billie. If I tell you, if that doesn't motivate you, I don't know what will. But tonight is such a great opportunity to give. And all those dollars that are raised through the Billie Little Telethon, they stay and help our area youth. And so they don't go off to another area, state, what have you. It's all here to help our area youth. So please consider giving. Again, we talked about the vehicles to give, the 706-278-3966. There's also a QR code on your screen that you can log into, and that gives you a whole array of opportunities to give. PayPal, Venmo, credit cards, etc. So please we encourage you to give this evening. So we're very, very excited. Again, we're joined by these wonderful, amazing people behind us manning these phones. Please keep them busy in calling in your donations. We greatly appreciate that. Our area's children appreciate it. So we thank you in advance for what you will be contributing tonight. Any final words, Billie?
No, these are good people back here, so make them happy. Give, give, give.
All right, there you have it, folks. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Give, give, give. All right. So we'll look forward to your donations this evening. So I think I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to my co-host, Judy Elliott. I believe you have some people we want to be introduced to.
Yes, and I am so excited here tonight, and I want to hear some people. We have the audience here. Let's hear from them, okay? Let's get this thing really kicked off. All right, we are so excited to be here tonight. We are actually the Salvation Army campus tonight. This is a little different from what we've had in the past, but we are so excited to be here, and I am going to be talking now with the Lieutenants Sebastian and Natalie Oroki, and talk a little bit about what's happening here, the Salvation Army locally. And so either one that wants to jump in here. Well, first of all, just tell me, how long have you been here in the Dalton area?
So yeah, it's been a privilege to be here in Dalton. We would have had 2 years this June learning the incredible community of Dalton. We've had the privilege really of finding the need, filling the gap, quite literally doing the most good in our community. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that we cannot do what we do without God. Honestly, He has opened the doors for us to be able to, alongside of our amazing team, we have a fantastic team, alongside of our team to fill the need. And tonight we have a great need, and that's our children, our youth. It is a family calling as well. I am a little biased. We do have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And honestly, we've been loving the North Georgia mountains and just getting to know, being at the pulse of what our community needs.
Right.
Yeah, it's been so quick. I mean, we talk about it's almost been 2 years since we've arrived in Dalton, and it feels like it's been a short 6 months, as my wife and I joke around. But the impact of the Salvation Army is not just through us. I mean, obviously anyone can do the math. 2 years is not enough to do the great work that the Salvation Army does in this community. It takes much more than that, and you get to see that through our phone callers today, through Miss Billie, through people that have been here long before us and people that'll be here long after us. It takes a whole community to really change people's lives, and that's what we get to see and see through you, the donor, and see what God puts in your hearts to give to the Salvation Army and what God entrusts us with to bless people with as well. It's just one of those things where we get to be the name on the top of the letterhead or whatever, but we just really get to see the work of the Salvation Army, and it's beautiful to come into a community that's giving, a community that believes in what we do, with a board so invested in our youth. Camp changed my life, so it's going to change other kids' lives too.
Right. And I know that, you talk about what you do here, and I think, Natalie, you touched on it just a second ago, that the fact that it's not a job, it is a commitment.
Yes.
And I feel it through both of you.
Yes.
I mean, just the way you talk about it, and I mean, it's down deep rooted, and I think that you're sharing that, and you see that when I'm just talking to you, it just comes alive. So I know it's more than just, quote, going to a job. It is a commitment that you're really devoted to.
We express it as a calling, and it truly is a calling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know it's exciting tonight because we are raising money tonight to send kids to camp. And these are our local kids.
Yes.
We want you to understand that. That's what we're working on tonight. These kids, and I know you mentioned it, Lieutenant Sebastian, that it's more than just going somewhere in the summertime just to have somewhere to go. It enriches so many lives of children.
Yeah, and
you've had that testimony.
it is such a large and deep experience that the kids have, especially they come to this very same building for 5 weeks. They learn music, they learn arts, they have opportunities to do things that maybe they couldn't do on a regular basis. We do field trips, we take them to places that maybe their families couldn't afford to take their kids. And at the end of it, we go to this overnight camp, Camp Grandview. My face kind of shines just because it really did change my life. I was 6 years old when I first attended Camp Grandview through Salvation Army, just like this one. And it really changed my life. So it's so important to.
And I want to hear more detail about that.
Yeah.
So you
Don't get me started.
Because he has a longer testimony about this and how it changed his life. I do want to touch on that too. So, but thank you both for allowing us to come here. This beautiful facility, the Salvation Army, located right here in Dalton, doing the most good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
And now let's send it over to Jason Hopkins and see, Jason, what have you got up there?
Hey, Judy, thanks so much. Again, this is Jason Hopkins coming to you from the Salvation Army Community Center in Dalton, Georgia for the 2025 Salvation Army Billie Little Telethon. Here we have the opportunity. I'm joined by these amazing women and gentlemen here at our phone banks, collecting calls from you, the viewer, to help send area kids to the Salvation Army Camp Grandview in Jasper, Georgia, and also to the summer Dalton camps where the kids will learn all kinds of things about art, music, sports, camaraderie, team building, things that they otherwise wouldn't be exposed to unless they had your donation to get them to these camps. So please consider giving. Ring these phones in front of me. Keep this panel busy collecting your donation. It could be $1, it could be $5, it could be $100, but every dollar goes to help the kids get to one of these camps. We've been doing this now for 28 years, and there's no telling how many thousands of children have benefited from this only because of the donations that come in through this event. So please join the many that have chosen to give to such a worthy cause. So again, it is an exciting time right now. You can see how many phones are being used right now to collect these donations. So please keep them busy. It means the world. I can remember back, I guess it was about a year ago, we had interviewed an individual that had been a kid that attended these camps, and then also had kind of carried through to adulthood what they learned in those camps. So the seeds that are planted through this event are really, it's just amazing what happens when they come to fruition. So we are just totally excited about the opportunity in donating and contributing and changing a child's life. So here we are joined at the panel, our current chairperson, Alan Boyd. I'm kind of surprised attacking him here from the back, but Alan, we're so glad that you're here helping with such a wonderful event. Tell us a little bit about what's really your motivation for serving with Salvation Army.
Oh, wow. One of the first things that got me involved was I was invited out here on what we call a volunteer, and just going through the mission here, realizing all the good that is done by Salvation Army, and it's kind of like you just kind of get drawn in to want to be a part of it. And so that was about 12 years ago, and I haven't left.
Well, that we are blessed for your service. We thank you for your service. And if you were in terms of talking to our TV audience, give them some motivating words in terms of why they should contribute to help change a child's life.
Oh, wow. If you've been here and seen what goes on, actually, Ashton and Aaron, the ladies on either side of me, they both have been here. And if you just come and see what the lives that are changed, these children that come here, they experience so much fun. But not only here, but if you go to actually at Camp Grandview in Jasper, Georgia, that camp is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and get to see the lives that are changed and the good that we do. You leave feeling better than you come here. So, and just to see what goes on with these children, and to know that they not only get a great meal when they're here, but the fun that they have, and just the camaraderie to the game, and not only that, but the music ability that they gain here, the education that they get. Plus, it's a good mission. So it's just it's win-win for everybody in the community.
Well said, and again, thank you so much for your service. It means so much. And Alan said it's a win-win. You know, it's a win, most importantly, for the children. They get to benefit by attending one of these amazing camps, and again, just as he mentioned, they get exposed to so many neat things: music, art, team building, sports. It's just an absolutely amazing experience that only happens through your donation. So please look at the number on your screen, 706-278-3966, and the QR code to make it as convenient as possible to donate your dollars that stay in this community and helping the children of our community. So thank you in advance. We appreciate you digging deep to help these children. We now are going to kick it over to one of the amazing Salvation Army videos that you'll be hearing and seeing throughout this tonight's event, Love Beyond.
Love doesn't discriminate. It doesn't pick and choose. When there's so much to fight against, love fights for. When others flee, love runs toward. And when darkness prevails, love doesn't despair. It never feels too small or too weak or too powerless to help. Love knows its worth and remembers its strength. Love isn't pro this or pro that, but proactive and protective. It's never quick to rage, but always quick to courageous compassion. Love gives everything and expects nothing. For 156 years, the Salvation Army has loved all who feel lost. With your help, we'll never stop.
Hi, and welcome to the Total Board. We would like to thank our sponsors, Little Caesars, Krispy Kreme, OptiLink, and would also like to thank our donors, Peoples, Scott, Sellers, Bowen, Stanley, Hammock,
Bailey, Brown, Jolly. I bet y'all want to know how much money we've got right now? If you'll hold this for me.
Yes, ma'am.
And $6,480. Thank you so much. Thank you. you'll be hearing from us several times during this so you can see where we're at. Back to you, Jason.
Great, fantastic. Thank you, Vicki and Amy. We appreciate you guys and giving us that most recent update on the total board. If you're just tuning in, you've tuned in to the 2025 Salvation Army Billie Little Telethon, where we just saw our first board total of $6,480 raised so far. This night has just begun, so you have the opportunity to give. And even beyond, if you're seeing a recording of this event, you still can make your donation by calling 706-278-3966. Again, I am Jason Hopkins. I have one of the privilege of serving in tonight's co-hosting duties with Judy Elliott. And so we're so fortunate, so glad to be able to promote this event in helping our area youth go to one of the amazing Salvation Army camps. And so I have the joy of being joined tonight by Major Christina Murphy, Divisional Commander with the Salvation Army. And Commander, tell us, ultimately, how does the Salvation Army as a Georgia division support the growth and development of our children?
Yes, thank you for the invitation and opportunity to participate tonight. We have in the state of Georgia, we had 23 Salvation Army units, similar to this one, that provide services for families and especially for children. Could be classes, character building program, music programs, and all those children throughout the state of Georgia has the opportunity to come to camp this summer to be participants of the program as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. The people are tuning in. They're seeing what we're talking about here. What can you say, either from experience or just for observation? What really should motivate them to want to give to help change a child's life?
It is incredible when you go to our summer camp and you can see a child that probably has never been to camp, and during that week, the experiences they have, the people that they meet, the opportunities to go swimming or learn a craft or learn a new sport, it changes their life. You can see it in their faces. At the end of the week, many of them don't want to go home. They want to stay at camp because they had such a good week while they were there.
Oh man, I tell you, Commander, that is so motivating. And you know, when you turn the news on these days, sometimes it's a little doom and gloom. And so when you tune into something like this and are given the opportunity of changing a life with a minimal contribution, it really can just bring joy into your heart. And so with that, please tap into that joy, ladies and gentlemen. Please look at the number at the bottom of your screen. Again, that's 706-278-3966 or the QR code, and you can of course scan your camera over that, and that'll give you an option to give via your phone, credit card, PayPal, Venmo, what have you, to this great cause. So again, if you've just tuned in, you've tuned into the 2025 Billie Little Telethon, Salvation Army Telethon, contributing to sending our area children to one of the amazing Salvation Army camps. So please consider giving. Commander, thank you so much for being with us this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. We appreciate your service. All right. Now we're going to kick it to our next video, learning more about the Salvation Army Program Corps.
Much better than this. Freedom.
I'm back here talking with Lieutenant Sebastian Aroki and a special guest, as actually a newcomer, almost. It's been here 8 months here at the Salvation Army. And I'm going to let you, Lieutenant, introduce.
Yeah, so this is Mason Trailer. He's our core mission associate, which is fancy for one of our ministry employees. The Salvation Army, as you all get to know and as we all find out, has a lot of aspects to it. And one of those important aspects is ministry. Our mission is to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ and to meet human need in his name without discrimination. And preaching the gospel is an essential part of what we do as well. So Mason was brought on about 8 months ago. And he is focused on ministry and what happens with how we deal with people, because the most important part about what we do is people.
Yes.
So he does a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. That's super. Well, I know it's great to have you on board here.
Yes, ma'am. It's great to be here.
And I want to talk a little bit in a few minutes about your experience with the Salvation Army as well as yours as well,
Yeah,
too, because I love to hear the stories.
Yeah.
It just shows how the Salvation Army can change a child's life into such a better life.
Amen.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know that we're going to hear both of those. So tell me about, what is your role here?
My official title is CMA, so Core Ministry Assistant. My role is anything and everything ministry. So dealing with the youth on Wednesday night programs or on Sundays, just helping out with praise and worship, or Sunday school. Tuesdays when we have our adult special needs ministry, and just all of the above. Just a helping hand everywhere, and just fully involved in ministry.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know that you have some goals that are set for the next, let's say, 3 years.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you're wanting to do.
So some big goals are definitely, of course, growing the ministry aspect of it. So growing the youth program more youth. That's always great to see, having them in church, be a part of the church, and just ministering to them. We've already grown adult special needs ministry, so we'd like to grow more into that, and it's new, so get our feet fully planted into that. We'd love to start a college ministry, like a young adult ministry for our not full adults yet, but close to it, the people that are just getting out into the world. We'd love to start that and just really bloom and just have the church more involved. Here at the Army, we're really known for our social services and our food bank, and especially our thrift stores. And one of my main goals is to show everybody that we are a church as well, and that ministry is a huge part of what we do, and that God works in all those things, and they're amazing, but also just through ministry as well, through his kids and through the young adults and through the men's ministry and the women's ministry. And like I said, the special needs ministry, just all of the above and everything we can do. I'd also really love to start it's like ministry on wheels, take our canteen out, go into the neighborhoods and do feeding and just talking about the love of Christ and all he's done for us and things like that. So those are just some goals that we have talked about and things that we're trying to get done and just step into. Yeah.
Well, as you can see, the Salvation Army is just really moving ahead. Just listening to the goals that are planned here, it makes me excited because our community needs things like this, and it's just so great to be part of this event tonight with the Salvation Army and raise the money for the kids to go to camp.
Yes.
And that is what it's all about tonight. I want to hear, though, also your testimony. And I may go a little bit longer than I'm supposed to, but these testimonies are great. I want to hear yours, Lieutenant Sebastian.
So, about 25 years ago, my family immigrated from Uruguay, country in South America, to the United States. My mom found herself looking for work and ended up working as a hairstylist like she was in our country. But it so happened that her boss was part of the Salvation Army. And she asked my mom, what are your plans for your kids this summer when they're not in school? And my mom had no idea. Being new to a country, not speaking the language, she didn't really have plans for us. And her boss said, Salvation Army offers summer camps. And you can send your kid to summer camp for a week and that way at least you know that he's taken care of for a week. And I went to Camp Grandview for the first time in 2001, and having no idea what the Salvation Army was or what we were doing there or what I was going to. And I just had an experience like never before. Just the experiences of being able to play in a pool, learning bows and arrows, fishing, paddle boating, playing sports, learning crafts, just so many things. I've never felt the love that I felt anywhere else but at that camp. And I quickly learned that that was the love of God, and people around me were loving on me through the love of God. And it was just one of those places that changed my life. I went back multiple times throughout my childhood, and even going into my high school and college years, I went back and worked there so that I could be in return a difference to that. And that's where I received the calling to be a Salvation Army officer as well.
Wow.
So everything came full circle at Camp Grandview. It started there, I believe, and the calling for me to be who I am and the position that I am today came from that as well. So Camp Grandview really does change lives. I am a product of Camp Grandview. I'm a product of what they've done and how they've changed my life, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that.
Wow. And that is a great story to tell. And we are helping to change children like that in our community to go to camp and then find out they can do so many other things in life. Now, let me hear yours. I'd love to hear that.
I've been in the Army my whole life. I ran from the Lord for a while, for a long time, and then as I started, like he said, there's camps and stuff. I started going to a camp, and it's kind of like Camp Grandview. It's a Salvation Army camp, but it's in North Carolina, and it's called Camp Walter Johnson. I went there as a camper for a few years, and in my early teenage years, I found the Lord on a late night on the chapel floor, and ever since then, I've just never really looked back. I've had a calling to ministry, and I've just really tried to step into that. Of course, I'm not perfect. I've ran and I've turned away and I've done other things as well, but the Lord is persistent. The Lord will always call you back, and I'm a product of that right now and what I'm doing. So the Lord's done so much in my life. I've been through a lot in these past few years. I've been in a crazy accident. I've been in a lot of moving across state lines, just a lot of crazy things, but the Lord has been my rock through it all. And with that, I've just, through his love, I've tried to really devote my whole life to fully do what he's called me to do, and that's ministry. So that's how I'm here right now. And that's my goal, is to show that love that he's shown me through all of that craziness and all of that hard stuff to the kids here in Dalton and the community surrounding. So that's pretty much it.
I'm really at a loss of words. These are great testimonies.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for sharing that, because I just think about so many kids that could use this in their life. And what we're doing tonight can be so helpful. So I hope you will donate and give for a child to go to camp and make a change in their life. All right, now for the exciting news, let's hear it for the total board, guys.
Thank you, Judy. Before we get into the numbers, let's definitely thank our sponsors, Little Caesars, Krispy Kreme, OptiLink, and a special thank you for our generous donors of Engineered Floors, Henson's, Edison's, and the Hares.
And to continue the thank yous, we have Rogers, Bethel, Forum, Hobbs, Blackman, Gregory. Now let's check out to see what the new total is.
Drum roll, please. Yes.
It's just taking me a minute.
Lots of money, lots of numbers to put up. We are at $18,020. Thank you.
And now we'll share a video showcasing our summer day camp here in Dalton.
Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, you've tuned in to the 2025 Salvation Army Billie Little Telethon, raising money to send our area youth to one of the amazing Salvation Army camps here in Dalton, or into Camp Grandview in Jasper, Georgia. These are wonderful summer camps. If you've worried about your children having idle time on their hands for the summer, well, we've got the solution, and it comes by just donating a few dollars to send those children to one of these amazing camps. This is the 28th year of this telethon, something we're very excited about. We're coming to you live from the Salvation Army Community Center here in Dalton, Georgia. Our goal this year is $50,000. Last year we raised $62,000, and we really believe we're going to blow that out of the water. So far, we've raised $18,020, and we're still short of that $50,000, but with the donations that you can provide, we are going to get there. So joining me here at the Salvation Army Telethon stage, if you will, we've got Will Johnson, the 2024 camp director. So Will, tell us a little bit about your role with Salvation Army.
Well, currently I'm the bandmaster over here. I've been the bandmaster since 2012, I think. Okay. So it's been a while. But yeah, I've been helping out with the day camp for at least since then, maybe a couple of years when I was working my graduate degree. So, but yeah, I've been here helping out, helping kids learn their instrument and learn a brand new trade of some sort. So it's always a great time and a blessing for me.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. Well, we're so excited and appreciative of your service for these children. I know it's changing lives. I've got to ask, in some cases, is this the first time that some of these kids are touching an instrument for the first time?
That's a good question, yeah. A lot of the campers that we have, that is their first time ever touching an instrument or even seeing some of the instruments. Some of these instruments are very exclusive to in English brass bands, such as the alto or tenor horn and the E-flat instruments. So yeah, there are some students who or campers who are learning for the first time, but some who already know how to play.
And that is so cool. So then that really begs the question, do some of these kids, when they get exposed to the music ministry that you have as part of these camps, have they taken that and run with it, and in some cases play instruments to this day?
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple. As a music educator myself, I see them a lot out and about, and seen in their schools where they're playing, and it fills my heart with joy knowing that they're doing that. I've seen them take them to college. I've seen them take them just out and about. So it's always great to see them still continuing that education.
Oh man, that is so amazing. You mentioned the word joy, and I tell you, that brings joy to my heart, and it should bring joy to our audience's heart as well, knowing that by just a few dollars donation, by calling that number at the bottom of your screen or the QR code, that you can send kids to these camps. And so one thing that Will has mentioned to us is these kids have been exposed to music and have taken that to them into adulthood. And so that's just one example. Kids get exposed to other things, arts, crafts, sports, team building, things that they learn now in their youth, but then take on and create a very strong foundation for them into adulthood. And I think that's such an important message to get across in terms of how your dollars go to work for such an amazing cause. Will, you have people that are tuning in, they're debating on whether they should give or not. Really, at the end of the day, what do you think is one of the big motivating factors for why they should give and send kids to these camps?
Well, as an instrumentalist, I often have never heard a kid say, I wish I never would have played the tuba. I wish I never learned a trumpet. So this is something that's really going to help them, especially when it comes to making friends, exposing themselves to other things and other kind of cultural events as well. So I think it's really transferable.
Oh, man, I think that is well stated, and it really makes a lot of sense. So, you heard firsthand from Will Johnson with Salvation Army in terms of his experience, seeing the kids firsthand benefiting from these camps that your dollars can help send them to. Again, our goal was 50,000. We're currently at 18,000. So please make sure that you make every dollar count. Again, the number is at the bottom of your screen, or you can use the QR code to make your donation. Will, thank you so much for your service. It's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, great. Off to Judy now.
Well, thanks, Jason. And I am here now talking with a mother and a daughter who have experienced the summer day camp. And Tanya, I know that as a mother, it's very important to you to also make sure your child is doing something in the summertime that's really, fun, but yet feels safe and all. And I know Kristen is here, and she's going to tell us her experiences as a participant in coming to the summer camp. But let's talk as far as how did you find out about the summer camp?
I'm glad you asked. I actually work for Georgia Legal Services Program, and we do a lot of community events, a lot of community education. And Miss Leah had sent over a flyer about the event, about signups, and she asked if I wanted to be a vendor. I was really excited as I read about the flyer, I was really excited to know it's a free camp. So I asked a lot more questions, and we actually ended up signing her and my nieces. That's how we found out about it. We're really excited.
Yeah, that's great. Now, how many years have you been to summer camp? Is it 1, 2, 3 or so?
About 3.
What was your first year like when you attended camp? Was it did you begin to enjoy it the more?
Yeah, I was nervous at first, but then I started to like it more.
Yeah, good. Tell me about the experience at camp. What's it like? What have you enjoyed the most about it when you come?
I like spending time with my friends and talking to them.
Yeah.
And playing games with them.
Yeah, that's always good. That's always fun to meet, and also meet new friends that you can enjoy, and sometimes they become lifelong friends. You never know. What instrument did you play?
The trumpet.
Trumpet. Had you ever played the trumpet before?
No.
No. Do you think that's maybe what you might do again this year?
Maybe.
I think that's going to be so much fun. What do you think is the most you're looking forward to? I think you said meeting friends, but kind of tell me about what you do when you first get here.
I just talk to my cousins and friends.
Okay. All right. Well, it's always fun to do that. And I know as a mother, as I mentioned earlier, it's very important to know that your child is in an environment that you feel safe, and also learning to do many wonderful things, and rather than just being electronics all the time, but it's a great way. And I know, speaking as a parent, what would you say to a parent that might be listening if they have maybe a hesitation, like, I don't know if I really want to do this or not? Any advice you would give them?
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Sign up your child, bring them. They have lots of fun. They have lots of opportunities to learn. It's what I love the most about it, in my opinion. It's Christ-centered, as she was saying a little bit earlier. Before breakfast, they start praying. They get to know new friends, and they have pathways or electives too. They have a choice between music, drama. What was the other thing? Band.
Yeah.
So,
of course, how can we forget band?
Right. So they have a choice, and they're here all day. She was very hesitant to come, probably the first year. But as a mother, making the right choice for her, like, you don't have a choice. I'd rather you come, have fun, than be home and be on your electronics, because that's why we have her in sports. So that's why we have her active. So that way she won't be at home just on her electronics. On the way over here, she was on her electronics. So.
Well, I know. I mean, this is more than just a day. This is like 6 weeks, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, it's quite a long time, almost the whole summer span. Again, she learns a lot. She gets to have that community of friendships, new friends, camaraderie with all the other individuals. They have group games, group activities. So I think not only do they learn a lot, but she does build those friendships and those connections.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with us. I'm so excited tonight. We are here all about raising money for camp and for these kids. And so we're just excited that you joined us and you are here with us here tonight at this great telethon. So again, thanks again for stepping inside here on the campus and being with us tonight. All right. All right. You stay with us as we continue the telethon here at Salvation Army.
And welcome back to the Total Board. And we would like to give a huge thank you to our sponsors, Little Caesars, Krispy Kreme, OptiLink, and an even more thank you to our donors, Roland Campfire Fund, Blanchard, Harlan, McCamey.
We have Houston, Griggs, Chitwood, Shaw, Miller, and Estes. Now, I'm sure you're wanting to know what number we're at. Let me put that up there, Amy. There you go. Let's see. Oh, we're in double digits.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Wow, 28,265.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Now into a quick video about our summer camp.
What a great video that was. You know, this is what it's all about tonight. And you can learn so much by just watching the videos that we've shown here tonight.
Yes.
It's so educational about the Salvation Army. I want to talk with you about the summer camp itself, kind of the
Yes,
day by
ma'am.
day or how the theme is, and a little more information about that, because I know you're going to be working with the parents and the kids and
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
it all
I
together.
am the head over the summer day camp this summer. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So what is the theme?
The theme is going to be Under the Stars. So we've done themes like this in the past, where we've done like in the galaxy and things like this. But for this summer, we're going to really incorporate nature, like camping type things, being under the stars and in God's beauty, in God's creation. And it's going to be really fun. We're really excited. We've been planning. We're months in advance of planning. It's going to be great. We're really excited.
Okay, great. Now, what date is the camp?
So it's going to be towards the beginning of June, towards the middle of July. I can't give specific dates yet, but it's going to be in that time frame.
Okay, great. Now, what age groups are we? Actually, we're raising funds for this now.
Yes, right now.
What age groups?
We're going to be ages from 6 to 13. And if you're older than 13, you can come and talk to me about possibly volunteering if you have any musical expertise or you're good with kids. And if you're over 18, you can actually come and apply and work. So if you know anybody that has any musical experience or is great with kids, you guys can stop by.
Okay, that's great. Now, we talk about music. Now, I know you were prepared for this question, but I asked you earlier when we were setting up, you play the guitar?
Yes, ma'am, I play the guitar.
Did you learn that through summer camp?
I not through summer day camp here, but we do have a thing Captain Darby will probably talk to you guys about. It's called DARTS, Divisional Arts, and you go once a month through the weekends, and there's musical classes, and you can learn. That's one of the things that inspired me to learn, is because I was going to go to one of those classes, and what it does is it trains you to learn music so that you can come back to the church and teach other kids, and you can also do praise and worship on Sundays like I do. And it's not just guitar or singer piano, we also do brass band and things like that. So yeah.
Wow. Do you do that on Sundays?
Yes, ma'am, every Sunday. Brass band and praise and worship.
I'm going to come visit.
Come on down. Come
I
on
want to
down.
visit. And it also, so if we have time tonight and we can spare it, we may have you play the guitar.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We can try.
Be thinking of it just in case, just in case. We have got this telethon going until 8:30
Yes,
tonight. We want you to send in your donation to help a child.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. What is a typical day at camp?
So a typical day at camp would be get here in the morning time around 7:30, 8. We feed the kids breakfast. We just hang out with them. We do some devotions with them in the morning because, like I said, we are a church. God comes first in everything we do. So we give them a little bit of Jesus in the morning. And then it's to classes, and we practice our songs because we have a recital at the end of the summer where they can perform everything they've learned. So we do chorus in the morning. They each go to their classes, whether it's brass band, guitar, piano, or arts and crafts. And we do recreational outside, give them a little bit of free time because kids love freedom. We do sports outside. We come back in, lunch, and back to learning their music and their talents that they're going to perform on the show at the end of the summer. So that's basically what we do day to day. And at the end of the week on Fridays, we have our big field trip days. It's one of the best things to look forward to at the summer day camp. It's the main reason the kids come. They love it. We get to go to things like the trampoline park, water parks, museums, bowling, just things that kids love to do. And we try to make it as fun as possible for the kids. And that's just one of the many things to look forward to this summer.
Okay, great. Well, again, what is your age limit? I might say that. What did you say it was?
6 to 13. 6 to 13.
Oh, I think I may.
Oh, you might. Do just a little bit.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much for coming back on and sharing. And it sounds like you have really got a lot that you want to push out there.
Yes.
Being here only 8 months, again, you talked about the goals and things you want to be involved in. I'm telling you, the Salvation Army's really got it going here for the youth.
We're trying.
Yeah, definitely so. Well, thank you so much again for being with me. And don't go too far away because we might need you to play a little guitar. All right, let's head back. Let's hear it, everyone, for the total board. Woo! Take it away.
Welcome back. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. We couldn't do this without them. Little Caesars, Krispy Kreme, OptiLink, and again, our generous donors, DeLay, Fairchild, Brown, Moore, Combs, and Godfrey, Little, Shaw Jr., Simmons, Petway, Riser, and Rollins. All right, now let's see what that new total is. This is exciting. Let's go. Our members have been making phone calls and getting us that money. And we are at, you ready? $49,865. Thank you. And now let's enjoy a video about the Salvation Army's camp in Jasper, Georgia, Camp Grandview.
1 week at Camp Grandview will give a child a world of opportunity. Located at the foot of Sharp Top Mountain in scenic Jasper, Georgia, each summer, Camp Grandview comes alive with hundreds of children making lifetime summer memories. Camp Grandview is available for everyone, but thanks to the generous donations of our supporters, it is affordable enough to give thousands of children from low-income families the opportunity to enjoy fresh air, exercise, good food, and develop new and healthy friendships. Their camping experience is more than just a pleasant vacation. Children learn new skills and self-reliance in a safe place from trained counselors who understand their emotional needs and are able to help them mature. Each week during the summer months, approximately 250 children from age 6 to 15 come to Camp Grandview from all over Georgia. They get to see and climb mountains, canoe across a lake, swim and dive off a diving board supervised by certified lifeguards, fellowship with children their age, and experience Bible study and worship every day. Campers also get the chance to learn music, dance, and drama through the Music and Creative Arts Conservatory, where professional instructors help develop their creativity and imagination. There are countless stories of wonderful camp experiences, and Camp Grandview wants those stories to continue to the next generation. For many kids across Georgia, Camp Grandview is only possible through your generosity. $225 can send one child to camp for a full week and give them an experience they can take with them for a lifetime. Donate now and change a child's life forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, I'm Jason Hopkins and have the privilege of hosting the 2025 Salvation Army Billie Little Telethon, coming to you from the Salvation Army Community Center here in Dalton, Georgia. We are so excited about tonight's event where you have the opportunity of donating money to help send our area youth to one of the amazing Salvation Army camps around this region. In particular, at Dalton, Georgia summer camps, or to Camp Grandview. You may have just caught that video which gave a wonderful overview of the beautiful Camp Grandview down in Jasper, Georgia, where kids are immersed in music, sports, team building, arts and crafts, all kinds of activities that will help fill their time with meaningful exercises and a wonderful exposure to things that they otherwise would not be exposed to if it wasn't for your donations. We just got a total from the total board of $49,865, just $135 shy of our $50,000 goal. So I have a sneaking suspicion from the donations that we'll continue to give, because we still have quite a bit of time for you to donate, we're going to blow that goal out of the water. So I am privileged to be joined tonight right here by me by Captain Dakari Darby, Divisional Youth Secretary with the Salvation Army. And so, Captain, tell us a little bit about the Camp Grandview experience.
Well, Camp Grandview is wonderful. It's nestled outside at the bottom of Sharp Top Mountain. Kids get to get outside and reintroduce ourselves to the outside, the grass, and the God's great nature that He provided for us. But it is a wonderful time. They come in on a Monday and it's high energy until they leave on Saturday morning. So it's an awesome, great time we get to have.
Oh, that's fantastic. So when a child goes to Camp Grandview, what do they get exposed to?
As I said a few minutes ago, outside. We're outside. We like to be out in the elements. So there's the fishing and the hiking and the running and jumping. But they also get exposed to God's Word. We do a biblical lesson every single day. They also get to learn new crafts. They get to team building and sports. And there's hikes and then camping outside. Things that kids don't do these days anymore. So it's exciting. We get to have a wonderful time running and jumping and playing and just having a great time.
All right, that's fantastic. About how many kids can get exposed to Camp Grandview?
So there is, on any given basis, we have about 210, 220 kids every single week. Every week, the group of kids change over. So we get exposed to about 1,200 kids a summer at Camp Grandview. So it's exciting. A lot of turnover, a lot of fun, but a lot of good experience for the kids to have. Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a lot of kids that are being blessed by getting the experience of going to Camp Grandview from this region, and it's your dollars that will help send those children to those camps. Now, if you really think about the numbers that Captain Darby just shared with you, this is the 28th telethon that we've been doing. And so when you multiply 28 years by that many kids, that is thousands of children that in some cases are adults now, and they have been equipped for adulthood because of the lessons that they have learned through their camp experience. So just think about the dollar that you are investing in these kids' experiences as really a seed that really gets birthed into preparing them, exposing them for careers, for raising their own families, and the cycle continues because maybe their kids can then get sent to Camp Grandview. So please consider donating. The number is on your screen, 706-278-3966, or the QR code where you can scan your phone over that, and that gives you a plethora of opportunities and avenues in which to donate: PayPal, credit card, Venmo, etc. So please dig deep. Every dollar counts. Captain Darby, absolutely a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for your service. We appreciate you so much. Yes. All right, and now I believe it's time for another total at our total board.
And welcome back. Let's give a thank you to our sponsors, Little Caesars, Krispy Kreme, OptiLink, and a thank you to our donors, Lauder, Goodrow, Thompson, Shaheen, Stewart, Peoples, Adcock, Reams, and Saul.
Herndon, Brock, Bandy, Elrod, Hare, Blackwood, McCamey Jr., and Gregory. I know you want to know what the total is.
All right, let's see it. Let's see
what we
it.
got. Been working
Got
hard.
a 0.
The phones have been hot.
And a 4, 7, a 3. Oh, wow, $63,740. Wow.
Great job. Next is a video for Camp Grandview.
I hope you've enjoyed those videos. I have loved watching the videos, and it just tells you so much about the Salvation Army and the camps and all the good that they do in the community and throughout the world, actually. But we're talking now with Jonathan Pena, and Jonathan, I want to know a little bit about the camp, and I know you work there. Are you going to be working there this year at Camp Grandview?
No, I will not be working at Camp Grandview this year, but I did work there the past 3 summers.
All right. Tell me about that. What should kids expect?
As a kid, you should expect to just have the best time of your weekend. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go there, and it was just a week of swimming, fun. You get to spend a week away from your parents, get to swim, get to go outside, play sports, all that stuff. It's just a really fun, and you learn a lot about Christ during that weekend too.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now, I know you mentioned to me earlier about sort of your testimonial, how you became involved with the Salvation Army, or even your parents, actually.
I mean, I became involved because my parents, they're officers in the Salvation Army, and I've just always grown up in it, and like they told me like I could go to camp at a certain age, and I'm just super excited to go, and I've gone back every single summer since then.
Great, that's wonderful. What do you enjoy, or what did you enjoy when you were working there?
What I enjoyed when I was working there is like you get to like steward these kids, because like I remember when I was a kid, I'd go to camp every summer, and like I'd be poured into by the staff there, and I just like when I grew up, I wanted to do that again for them, for the next generation, and also like you get to spend a summer with your friends at camp. Like I've made lifelong friends just from people that I've met at camp, and like I just talk to these people every day.
Great, wonderful. So I know we talked about not only do kids get to enjoy the activities and learning all these different things, but they also get some spiritual guidance. Mm-hmm. But also, I think you mentioned that you had also worked as a counselor.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, as a counselor, like you really get to grow like the closest with these kids, because like I mean, you're living with them, like in separate rooms, obviously, but like you're living with them, and so like you get to like these kids like you grow so close to them, even like just in a week, like those, like you just build that lifelong. Like I'll see kids that were in my cabin like 2 years ago, and like they still want to talk to me and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like they see me as like a mentor figure, sort of. So.
But you know, I think that's wonderful, because sometimes you don't experience, or you can't experience that kind of relationship unless you just get away from it all. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a lot of kids who don't have anyone to talk with. Maybe their parents are really busy. They're just trying to survive and keeping a roof over their head. So they're not having really don't have the one-on-one time. This also gives them a chance as a counselor to share that with someone, who cares.
Yeah.
And can give them also some spiritual guidance.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, well, great. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me. I know I met your parents on an earlier telethon, I think several years ago.
Yeah.
So you tell them I said hello.
I will.
And so we're so glad, again, that you've joined us. We are glad that you have joined us. You keep donations, please, coming our way, because this, as you can see tonight, is changing a lot of kids' lives. Now, we're going to head over to Jason Hopkins, our co-host here with me tonight. Jason, take it away. I know you've got a great interview over there.
I do, Judy. Thank you so much. So glad to have you guys. If you're just tuning in, you've joined the 2025 Salvation Army Billie Little Telethon, our 28th year of doing this. So exciting, where we are raising money to send our area youth to one of the amazing summer Salvation Army camps here in Dalton, Georgia, and also at the beautiful Camp Grandview in Jasper, Georgia. Your dollars, every dollar, it goes towards sending these kids to the camps that they otherwise would not be able to go to but for the donation that you provide. So we thank you in advance. Please dial the number at the bottom of your screen, 706-278-3966, or use the QR code to make that donation. We greatly appreciate it. It is my pleasure to be joined here this evening from John Sanders, head of development for the Salvation Army. And John, we were just talking about the number of years that we've been doing this, and of course for your many years of service. Tell us a little bit about your role.
My role right now is as a development director for the state of Georgia, so in charge of all the fundraising, communications, PR. And it just brings joy to my heart that what you all are doing here for Dalton and these precious lives is amazing. So thank you so much.
Oh, man, it is our pleasure, and it really is a team effort. We thank you for your service, because obviously this telethon is really one event of many events that you have oversight for. And so in particular for this event that touches Northwest Georgia, what do you find especially pleasing about what it's doing for our area youth?
There are so many opportunities that aren't afforded to children, right? And with the economy, with inflation, with the uncertainty, just to give opportunities to kids, to give them an instrument, to get them out of their neighborhood and say, every neighborhood doesn't have to be like this. Everyone else, there's people who are going through what I'm going through. And to build those relationships because of music, because of an instrument, it can take you so many different places. So it just gives them a wonderful opportunity to achieve success in their life.
Man, that is so good. And we've heard that message throughout tonight's event, where the donation that you provide actually goes a long way to plant that seed, and it really sets the course. It has the potential to set the course for that child in terms of developing their faith, most importantly, but then also helping them choose a career or gain a skill, a talent, a hobby that they'll take with them for their life. You know, John, we were talking about the number of years that we've done this, and I dare say you've no doubt come in contact with kids that you've crossed paths with later in life. What does that do for you to see kids that are now going into adulthood?
I'm not going to get real biblical on you, right? But when you plant a seed, sometimes you don't always get to see the end result. You don't get to see the flower. I've been in this great state for 27 years. I started out in the music of running the conservatory at Camp Grandview. And some of the kids that I had there's a young man named Philip, who's the principal euphoniumist for the Marines' own band in Washington, D.C. Many of these folks are pastors. Sebastian was one of my kids. So it just brings joy to my heart that because of that opportunity, because of that relationship, and knowing Christ and having the spiritual aspect as well, it just brings my heart great joy just to know that the Salvation Army, and more importantly, the donors, the community, made an impact. And although they may never see those lives, it's changing kids' lives each day.
That is amazing, you know, to see the fruits of the labor of the camp experience, but really because of the donations that we receive through this type of telethon, it goes a long way to setting the course for those children's future. And so I want you to really think about the dollars, every donation accounts that you can contribute to this. Again, the number at the bottom of your screen, 706-278-3966. There's a QR code there as well. Scan your phone. That gives you a whole multitude of avenues to contribute, be it through PayPal, credit card, Venmo, etc. We just ask that you think about donating and encourage you to do so, because you are impacting lives that are in our backyard. This is not leaving our state. It's impacting us right here in the greater Dalton, Northwest Georgia area. And for that, we thank you in advance. Our total right now is $63,740, which exceeds our goal. But you know, let's set a record tonight. Let's do it. I know every dollar counts. Please consider to give tonight. It has been an absolute joy to share tonight with you, John. We thank you so much for your service and what you do. Please continue to do it. You're making a difference. Thank you. Yes, definitely. All right, now we're going to be learning more about the many ways that the Salvation Army impacts lives, catching a video about their help through financial help through disasters.
Did you know that financial gifts are the best way for the general public to support the Salvation Army's disaster relief work? Making a donation of cash on our secure website or toll-free phone line allows us the flexibility and purchasing power we need to respond to the immediate needs of disaster survivors. Buying in or near the disaster zone allows us to do two important things: support the economy with dollars they desperately need to survive and rebuild, and avoid the high cost of shipping and import tariffs, especially for overseas disasters. Gift-in-kind donations, like clothing and household items, are always needed at your local Salvation Army family store to serve the community. But giving unsolicited items during a disaster can be counterproductive because of the logistical challenges of sorting, packing, and shipping them to be distributed in a disaster zone where roads and infrastructure are damaged. That's why giving a financial gift is the best way to help the Salvation Army care for disaster survivors.
Again, great videos, and I hope you have enjoyed the videos tonight, because I as I said earlier, they're awesome, and they really describe so much more in detail about what the Salvation Army does. Hey, I want to talk with you. I'm now talking with Lieutenant Sebastian and Natalie Aroki, and we are going to be talking. Sorry, I probably butchered your last name again.
It's all right. We're used to it.
All right. So tell me a little bit about what we should expect coming up with the Salvation Army.
Yeah, so because of the trust that the community instills with us, with donors, and what God provides through donations and through donations like this for summer camp, we always have to continue to move forward. We have to have plans and goals for the future, and part of that is continuing to evolve what the Salvation Army needs here. It's never a question of what we need to do, but rather what the community needs from the Salvation Army. We never want to go or be in a community and just serve it just to say, hey, we're here doing what we do, but we want to look at the needs and assess the needs that the community needs and our fellow neighbors are in need of, so that we can make sure that we're not just serving, but we're serving people who really need help, and we're not just putting a Band-Aid on something that needs more than that. So from those things, we've actually started a mission planning study, which is an evaluation of all of our service area, Dalton, as well as Murray, Whitfield, and Gordon counties in which we serve, just to evaluate what the Salvation Army is doing, what these communities entail, and what the community needs from an organization like the Salvation Army. In doing so, we evaluate everything from our social services to our ministry to our summer music and arts program, and how we can continue to edify the things that we are doing well and the community needs, and what things aren't working well, so that we make sure that we're using every single penny that we receive to the best of its abilities. So during this mission planning study, we go through interviews with people from all over the community, from us to board members to other agencies, schools, local government, just a number of experts around town, just to make sure we understand what the community needs from us. And in doing so, we identify, obviously, that our youth is such a critical part of the community that we live in. Making sure that we impact youth positively and help provide things for youth that will edify and educate and give them a safe place to play and food. Those things are critical to make sure that our youth are growing up to be good citizens of where we live and that are going to grow up and take places of leaders that are actively leading today.
Right.
Our youth, like we always say, the youth is our future.
Absolutely.
And if we invest in them correctly, then we can look forward to having them as our leaders in the future. So in doing so, we look at our music and arts program and make sure that what we're teaching is sound. What we are expressing to them is edifying, that they come and feel safe, that they come and feel like they can be themselves and feel loved and feel affirmed. So all those things are very important to us, and how we do that, how we guide our schedules, how we make sure that it's not only a place where kids can come, but also a place where parents can feel comfortable in leaving them. And a lot of the times, one or the other suffer. Either a child is left at home over the summer because mom and dad have to go work, or mom and dad have to make a sacrifice and not go to work so they can look after their child. This is a perfect opportunity for for parents to be assured that their kids are cared for and they're being productive and they're learning, while at the same time mom and dad can go and continue providing that source of income that's necessary for these families to continue to be a self-sustaining part of our community. So that's something that we take very seriously, because it takes a great deal for parents to trust us with their kids. We have 2 little girls, and it's
That's
not,
exactly what I was going to say. You have children of your own.
and it's not, any parent knows it's not easy
biggest-
just to leave your kids somewhere. So we have to make sure we have a relationship. We know the parents, and we have trust with the community so that they know this is a safe place. All our staff is trained, there's never a time where your child is alone with an adult. There's always multiple adults next to your child. All those small things that you might not think of, we have to make sure that we're doing it right, just to make sure that the kids are okay, making sure that the parents feel safe, and just to make sure that everyone's protected.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. And that's so important. And I know, speaking from a parent side, in addition to the Salvation Army, that's so important as a mom.
Yeah.
Tell me your perspective.
Not a
on
mom.
this. Well,
No, I fully understand. Mama Bear does come out, and it's one of the things that we hold dear to our hearts. It's genuinely building those relationships with parents and allowing parents for their children to feel safe. Because we are parents, we understand it's an enormous responsibility, right? But we know, and they know, that this is a safe place and it's a God-honoring place, amen. And so when we talk to mom and dad at drop-offs, at pickups, and we call them and we encourage them to register to Camp Grandview, based on the relationship that we've created with them. They trust us, which is the biggest blessing and honor that we could have, for parents to trust us with their kids. And in that God-honoring process, we see the fruit. We see the fruit of, we see just the goodness that it creates. And so it's exciting because year after year, we do see those parents come on by again every summer, and we see the kids grow. We actually see kids grow summer to summer, and they're learning new things that cultivate them, new things that challenge them. They're learning structure, they're learning friendships, learning Jesus. And so to see them grow and to see them develop from a mom's heart, they're all my kids, all 50 of them are my kids, right? And so it's such a proud moment for us as a Salvation Army to take a step back and see the community coming together and quite literally rallying and supporting the youth of this community, of our community. So it's a great cause, and we truly do appreciate just the honor and the trust that parents give us. It's a big deal. We wouldn't be doing a camp without the kids.
Right.
So it's important.
Yeah, and I know with all that also comes great boards, great staff, I mean, it takes a team to put it all
Takes a
together.
village.
Yeah, you got that right, a village. And I know how important that is to you. Just look at the volunteers here tonight. I mean, they are working hard to make this happen.
Right.
And I know that you have other people that maybe not here tonight, but they're on boards or they're working diligently for the same cause.
We're blessed for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and this is obviously months before the summer, and you know, we still have a number of weeks till the kids come through the doors and we're live. But since February, we've been planning and making sure that everything is in detail, making sure that our board is involved, and the board has been involved in trying to get get people to call us, reaching out to folks, making community partners to make sure that things like the food is taken care of, things like transportation. When you're transporting 50 kids, it just doesn't happen. You know, you have to plan for those things. All these little details are great signs that our board, that our community, that
The involvement.
everyone is involved and has to be engaged. These donations make it possible for us to do everything that we do, from teaching music to showing them choir and arts and piano and percussion and field trips and water day. And I mean, we can go on and on and on. And these kids have a blast. And to wrap up the summer, we take them overnight to a camp, which again goes into week by week and day by day. We continue to earn the trust of these parents and families, so they can allow us to take these kids for 6 nights, for 5 nights. It's not an easy thing, but again, it takes such a community, so much planning and detail, and it couldn't ever happen if it wasn't for your support and for the support of those that are giving. And that goal looks amazing. So.
I know. I'm excited that goal. I cannot see it from here, but it looks like I can't wait to get over there and see it. So anyway, so thank y'all so much. It's been such a pleasure working with you guys here and allowing us to come here to you on campus tonight at the Salvation Army. It's been a great pleasure. It's been a treat
for sure.
Yeah, thank you. All right, let's head over now, and I'm going to head over also with Jason Hopkins, and we're going to go to the total board. All right, so here we go.
Welcome back. Amy's getting those final numbers in. So before we leave, we want to thank God for what He does for us. He loves us. He has blessed us so much. We're going to thank our sponsors, Little Caesars, Krispy Kreme, and OptiLink. And we have some other donors that we would like to add to the list. Little, McCamey, Lewis, Middleton, Davis, Brantley, Young, Yarbrough, Adams, Reynolds, Viamonte, Hill, Cope, Squillario, Davidson, Sponkler Jr., Harris, Wright, Legg, Toohey, Marlowe, hey Amy, Jones, Brown, Anderson, Kelleher, Edwards, Coppage, Long, Dennard, Sims, Hanson. Thank you all so much. And now,
Are we ready for the final total?
we are ready. Let's go. Big numbers. We're looking for big numbers, y'all.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. $81,710. What a blessing. Thank you so much.
Wow. Amazing. All right, so I cannot believe that.
I know. Praise God,
amazing.
right? Yes.
Yes,
We're
definitely.
speechless.
I know, I'm speechless too. And you know, you can still continue to give. Like the QR code that you're seeing on TV, you can continue to give. And wow, Billie, Jason, take it away there, down there. I'm lost for words.
Jeannie, I'm speechless. We've been doing this for a number of years now, and I'm always astounded at our grand total, but I think this year is especially astounding with $81,710. Thank you to everyone that has given this evening, and as mentioned already, you can continue to give. So those dollars can continue to come in by calling the number at the bottom of your screen or using your QR code. Again, to God be the glory for this amazing year and this amazing total, enriching and changing the lives of our area youth. So, Billie, what are you thinking about this total?
It's unbelievable.
Right on.
Knowing that 28 years ago, the goal was $10,000 and we raised $15,000. Wow. We've come a long way,
and
but it's for the good.
It is.
And this is almost 30,000 all over the goal tonight, Billie.
Yeah,
I don't think we've ever gone that much over.
No.
This is this is officially the highest we've ever raised, and thank you so much for your generosity.
Yes.
Thank you for believing and trusting in the Salvation Army. Thank you for trusting in what we're going to be able to do in kids' lives. We know that God has a plan for each one of these children that will be here this summer. We might not know the names of those who will be walking through this building this summer yet, but God does. Yes. And we're just so grateful to you because you have been led to give generously. And we feel privileged that you give us the trust to be able to do the work that we have been called to do. So thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you to Miss Billie for the legacy that she continues to. Thank you to Ms. Billie for the legacy that she continues to instill, for the influence that she has over our community. Many of you know and give because of Ms. Billie and know the great work the great person that she is, and the commitment that she has to these children and to the Salvation Army. So thank you, and thank you, Ms. Billie.
Awesome. That's great. Fantastic. Great. Well, and we want to thank all of our ladies and gentlemen that have been manning the phones this evening. We could not do this event without each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Again, by calling, you can still make those donations, so keep them coming in. Even though this event is closing at this point, the donations can still pour in to continue to change the lives of our area youth. So thank you in advance for your generous contributions. And with that, we say thank you again, Billie, and thank you to you all, and good night. Bye-bye.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Give today